everybody. Welcome back to our channel. I'm Bree.
And I'm Evan.
And this is Reality Check TV. Here's where we discuss some of our favorite reality shows to watch together as a couple. So if you love reality TV like we do, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you can get notified anytime we post a new review.
Expeditiously.
Okay, so we are back for another week of Ready to Love. This is episode 3. So we have just a couple of things to kind of talk about. Honestly, it's been a little bit of a slow burner, if I'm being honest. Or I can't really say that because last week was kind of eventful, I guess. Like, they was about to fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this episode was kind of like, meh. So we don't have much to say, but there's a couple of things that we can kind of have a conversation about and get your opinion on and, you know, keep it cute. All right, guys. So how about we just get into it? You ready?
Born ready.
Let's get into it. Stop doing that.
So the episode started out with Tommy and the guys meeting in the guy lounge. Tommy likes to call it this week. The guys are going on dates, but he likes to call it Tommy's choice. So he sent all the guys up on blind dates. They don't know which woman that they're going to be with. And he said there's going to be a couple surprises on the way. Yes. And as we come to find out, the surprises is we have 2 new people entering the search. Okay,
so the first date, we have Tequila. That's what I'm going to call her, y'all. So don't correct me. That's her name. Her name is Tequila. Tequila and Marvin. Marvin is the dominant. Because I know we misspoke last week. We said dominatrix. And we put a definition on the video after we did some research of what it is. And yet we still have people that wanted to correct us. That shout out to y'all. It is what it is. But I put the definition on the screen for a reason because I know that we misspoke. A dominatrix can only be a woman and the man would be a dominant.
Yep.
So we got it, y'all. We learn something new every day, okay? Forgive us, please. But yes, Marvin and Tequila go out on a date. So everybody's kind of hesitant with Tequila because she crazy. We just gonna end it there. They play, is it shuffleboard? Is that what that's called?
It was like a shuffleboard. Yeah, it was like them shuffleboards that you see in like arcades and bars and stuff.
That's a shuffleboard. Okay. So they're playing shuffleboard. They look like they're having a good time. But again, Marvin is still kind of like, I don't know, like I feel like I'm getting a different person now. It's, you know, but the day went fairly well, I guess. We find out that Marvin likes Southern women. You know, we don't really care, if I'm gonna be honest, because Marvin was on my red flag list. So is it Tequila.
Well, you know, she's still mourning the loss of the saxophonist. I don't know, I forgot his name, but
the what?
The saxophonist.
Did you say saxophonist?
I said saxophonist.
That was like a saxophonist. I don't know what you just said.
That's that Boston shit right
there. No, I don't know what you just said.
But she's mourned the loss of her saxophonist. So she's trying to regroup and trying to figure out her connections. And I think it's a little too late.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Also, I didn't say it last week, but I meant to say it. I think that they ended up sleeping together. I'm going to just, you know, I don't, listen, allegedly, this is my opinion. I felt like they really did sleep together because she was just way too passionate at the ladies' lounge, ready to fight people because they were trying to get rid of him.
Look at you spreading rumors.
I mean, that's what it was given. It was given that they slept together, but I digress. Y'all, we're really going to speed through a lot of this because it's just a lot of fluff. But the next date is Chris and Kat. Kat is the new young lady, a part of the process. She is 34. She's a registered nurse. She was raised in Mississippi, but she's originally from Jersey. Cute girl. And y'all know Chris was on my green list, and he still is. He seems to be really cool. Still no red flags or anything to really, like, you know, pinpoint right now. He seems cool, and they seem to really have a good little chemistry, you know, off the bat. As soon as she walked in, you could tell that he was attracted to her, and you know, they just had very natural, organic conversation.
I feel like, yeah, it's just so early because she just got there. So,
I was gonna ask you, what do you think about the new girl?
oh, I think she's the best looking one.
Hmm.
Like she took Jessica's crown.
Because you didn't say that last week. So who was the best looking one?
Before her was Jessica,
Jessica. Okay.
but now Katarina, as we're calling Kat, I feel is the
Yes.
best looking one.
Hmm. Okay. Well, we about to get into who I think is the best looking one right about now. But Chris is not bad on the eyes. I said that last week. He has beautiful white teeth. I love beautiful white teeth. You got a nice mouth. Yes. But yeah, he's not bad looking at all. And he just seems like a really nice guy. So yeah, let's see where their connection goes.
All right, so part 2 of Tommy's surprises, we have Janelle meeting up with one of the new guys named Christopher. So, backstory on Christopher, he is 34 years old. He is from Mississippi. He is a former school teacher in which he taught for 4 years. And currently he has a company with his dad. Christopher, good looking dude. Kind of got that Lenny Kravitz feel with the hair going on. Janelle seemed like she was very, pleased. She seemed like she was like, oh shit, we got who's this new guy. What you think?
I like Christopher. Christopher is fine. I like Christopher. And I like the accent. I don't have a type. I don't really have a type. And I'm not I don't judge people based off of where they're from. So whether you are super northern, you got a super northern accent, or if you from the South or you West Coast, none of that matters to me. As long as I can understand you, we good. So I like Christopher. He seems really polite. He's fine and beautiful teeth. So we're here. We're here. We're here. He worked with kids, like you said. So he was a teacher for 4 years. So that means that he likes kids, I want to assume. So he definitely is on my green list for right now. For right now. Because looks ain't everything. But right now, I'm feeling Christopher. Okay, so the next date that we have is a throuple. We have Phil, Tequila, and Sierra. It's not Sierra.
It's Sierra. You said a throuple. What'd you say?
It's a throuple.
A trio.
Throuple is like y'all know what a throuple is. Come on. It's been said before.
It's a trio.
No, it is, but you call it like when they're in a relationship, like a throuple. Oh. It's just a joke. Oh, okay. God. Never mind, guys.
Boston joke.
Y'all know what it is. Anyways, it's a throuple. Anyways, so yes, they go out on a date. Phil is there first, and then Tequila walks in, and instantly, I think they're both kind of looking at each other like, "Oh, okay, this is definitely a curveball that Tommy is throwing at us." Because if y'all remember that first episode, it was Tequila made it very awkward for Phil with asking him questions about his past sexual experiences, and it was just really awkward. And it's very clear that they were not able to bounce back from that moment. So they still kind of like, when they saw each other, they were like, okay, well, we're here. But as soon as she sat down, they're having a good conversation. Phil is engaging with her. He's not being standoffish or in any type of way, and just trying to just move forward. And I believe he even said that in his confessional.
Yeah.
And then Sierra walked in. Are you sure her name's Sierra?
Sierra.
Okay, fine. Sierra walks in, and she also just adds to their conversation, and we get to know a little bit more about her as well. She just talked a little bit about how she got into the whole fashion industry, because y'all know that she is a personal stylist. But more importantly, she just talked about her wanting to get married and start a family. She comes from a big family, so she wants to really have a lot of kids. I think she said about 6.
Yeah, 6. And she said she got to get started now.
Yeah, because she said she's 33, so she's like, gotta make this happen, Captain.
Now.
Yes,
No.
it gotta happen. It gotta happen. So yeah, it was regular conversation. The thing that I want to bring up is I believe somebody asked Phil what is the youngest he would date. And he said that the youngest he would do would be 30, and he don't even want to do 30. Like he doesn't prefer super young women. I appreciate that because my personal opinion, feel how y'all want to feel. I think that guys that are 30 plus and date women in their early 20s, it's only because you are trying to mold them. That's my personal opinion. If you are in your 40s and you are dating somebody in their 20s, it's because you are trying to mold them. Ask me how I know. I know, y'all. Believe me. I know what I know. I know what I know what I know. Got you. Anyways, so I appreciated him saying that, but he went on to further explain by saying just like a maturity level thing and just like, it's just different generation, which completely understand. And he brought up an example of like social media. Like, he's, again, I think he's 41.
I believe so.
Yeah. So he's in his 40s and he's like, social media is not a big deal for him. And so posting his significant other, that's not been something that he's really done. What did you think about that?
About before Tequila came in that with her comment.
Okay, let me further say Tequila was completely turned off by that, and she says that he should be posting his significant other. If you're posting about your job and your homeboys, like, you should be posting your significant other. And so she feels like that shows a lack of emotional maturity. So what do you think before I go?
I mean, I see both sides, but some people just are not big on social media. Like, some people literally say, let's just talk about Instagram, for example, because there's a big difference between Instagram and Facebook. There's more older people on Facebook. Some people are private. Some people like to only put certain parts of their lives out there. Some people are very, I won't say secretive, but they're pretty hush about their relationships. And I don't know if they're hush about it because they don't want to be posting somebody once on a Monday and then by Saturday they're broken up and then they got to take things down and now they got to answer questions to everybody about what happened. Um, I just think it's on the person. Like, for example, I post Brie over here on Instagram. Oh gosh. But for me, it's because, and I'm not a big social media person. I don't post a lot. I'm just more on the story mode, and I'm tend to do story modes when I'm out and about doing something. When we are out and about doing something.
He always supposed to be, y'all.
So when we're out and about doing something, yeah, I'll do a story mode with her in it and stuff. But I'm not about to post. I don't post pictures where I'm just like, hey, let me get my likes up and post a picture. Um, But I know some people who, some people for some other reason, they rather not post significant others. They claim like, oh, I don't want people in my business. Ain't nobody say tag them, number one. But I don't know. Then you got some people who are just funny out here in these streets. Like, they literally don't want to post because they got certain people on their profiles, stalking their profiles, so they ain't trying to get caught up in their shit.
So what makes you post me?
Because it's because how I view social media. Okay. Because for me, I view social media as kind of a little window in my life. Mm-hmm. I look at social media kind of as like a storyteller. Mm-hmm. So for me, the things that I'll post stuff that's either a certain event, holiday stuff, birthday stuff. If we're out about doing something new, I'll post it. Because, maybe it'll give somebody else something to do. They'll be like, oh, that looks fun. Maybe we should try that. But still, like, me posting you is because, like I said, you're my partner. We're together. So my profile you're going to be shared on my profile because you're a part of me. So this is my social media. You're a part of me. So you're going to be seen on it.
Okay. All right. So I have a very interesting relationship with social media. I'm probably one of the only, I'm a young millennial, like that cusp of millennial and what is it, Gen X, Gen Z? It's Gen Z. It's not X, Gen Z.
Nah,
I'm right
Gen
there.
X for examples.
You said what?
Gen X for examples.
Gen X for examples.
Examples, what not to be.
Gen X? That's the people before millennials.
That was a joke.
Keep going. Don't be coming for Gen X. They thugs. They don't play that. Anyways.
You said they thugs.
Gen X?
And who are they again?
That's like my mama. That's that hip hop generation. They don't play games. That's the 80s and 70s babies. It's like early 80s, I feel like, but real 70s babies. Yeah, that's them. They don't play games. It's Gen Z. Gen Z is under us.
Didn't know they exist.
Gen Z?
Didn't.
There, you know they running amok in the palace, so you know Gen Z is here.
They all broke.
Anyways, this is not about the battle of generations right now, but the point is, I'm probably one of the only young millennials that hate social media. I have social media because I feel like I have to have social media, not only because of my career, but because of things like this. And just, we now live in a time where it's opened up other opportunities. Now, I probably was the only one in my I was the only one in my friend group in college. I went through 4 years of college and did not have Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I got rid of my Facebook once I got to college. I had no social media. And guys loved it. And I think they loved it for multiple different reasons. And not all of them are like positive. It's nothing to like pat myself on the back for. But I say all that to say, it's because I'm such a private person. So I've never been the one to post who I'm dating or who I'm in a relationship with. I always wanted to be like a Issa Rae, how Issa popped up a couple summers ago, just married. And we just like, what? Like, whose wedding is this? And what's going on? That's what I wanted for me. I want that for me. But being with Evan and how I feel about him and this relationship, I find out that it was more so about me being comfortable in the past relationships that I was in. I didn't want to do that because I knew that they were not forever type of situations or even super long term. So even if it was for a few years, to me, I just wasn't comfortable and I didn't want to share that part of my life. But like you said, you know, our relationship is just it's different. And it's like, you know, we're in a partnership. And so if I am letting people into just a little bit of my day-to-day, if we go on a vacation or something, or if we're at a new restaurant or something and I do want to post, Evan's with me. And I feel more comfortable posting you. And I still only do it a little bit. It's only a little bit.
What I'm seeing, it's usually on the video, and I'm seeing for like 0.2 seconds. Like
it's baby steps.
She fast forwards it.
It's baby steps, y'all. It's nothing against Evan.
It's a fast forward.
It gives me anxiety. Like, I just cannot. I don't even post a lot of myself. Like, I even keep my followers on Instagram to like 200 and something. Because I don't know what it is. Like, Instagram just gives me so much anxiety. And that I don't feel on TikTok, which is weird. Because TikTok,
0.1 seconds, like more I'm seen on a reel.
Babe, there is a picture of you on my Instagram page. What? And you are really on my TikTok.
That's because we be promoting this.
No, barely. I don't really be doing that. Barely. Gosh. You are on my Instagram. Don't do that. There's at least a picture. Or maybe it is just videos. It don't matter. But I say that to say, I don't think that it was wrong for him to be like, you know, this is private. And I think where his answer right now is based off of him being single and him, you know, and him basically just like using examples of his past relationships and his past experiences because they're now over. And so he's like, nah, I just want to be a little bit more careful about what I share about my relationship on social media. And I totally understand that. And it's completely opposite of showing that you have a lack of emotional maturity. And it's funny because coming from this chick who is clearly emotionally immature, like clearly, and lacks a lot of coof about herself. She's a pick me. She has a lot of issues. And so for her to say that, you could just tell, like, of course she's the type of person that's like, when she's in a relationship or even talking to somebody, when she's talking to somebody or dating someone, it's like she wants to be posted all over because she constantly needs reassurance, like constantly. And I don't like couples like that. That's like always posting their significant other, because it is like, girl, like, why? Why are they in every post? Like, why is every post you and your man? Gets a little weird. Don't like it.
Okay, so the next scene we have is we have a group going to an indoor football field to play flag football. I believe it was Red, Herbert, Lee, Aries, the new guy Chris,
and Unique.
Yeah. Scene starts out. You see Red on the field, look like he warming up. Looking like a mascot because he already looked funny.
Literally.
And the rest of the people come in there. They're all stretching, and they're introduced to Christopher, the new guy. He walks in, daps everybody out. Everybody up says hey. Some of the girls are looking in awe, like a little new fresh breath with the crew. It's funny because it seems like Red's playfully trying to intimidate the new guy.
He is so insecure, bro. I would be insecure too if I looked like that. Can you imagine?
Oh gosh. But they stretch. It looks like they have a great time playing flag football. That field looks small as hell. It didn't look like they had a lot of running room. But
same doors.
Yeah, but it looks small as hell. What'd you think?
Of what, the dates?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's nothing really came from this too much. The biggest thing for me is that Lee and Aries are clearly athletes, because them girls was killing the guys. Like, and Lee's body alone is yes.
Body,
yes,
yada, yada, yada.
She got the body. She definitely has the body. As far as like their little breakouts, Unique ended up talking to Christopher. And I don't know if she mentioned this in her intro on the first episode, but she was married before.
And that's the thing caught me off guard. I don't know if I heard that before.
Yeah. So we find out she was married before, and clearly it wasn't the best relationship, just based off of some of her responses. Red asks Aries if she finds him attractive. I just thought that was funny because she didn't answer. She just laughed. And I was like, she doesn't. So I don't know why you even asked that question. Like, please stop. But that was pretty much it. Lee and Herbert seemed to create a little bit of a connection.
Yeah.
But that was it.
Next.
So we get another quick group date. Not much going on here either. We have Maury. Are you sure?
I thought it was Maury or
No,
Maury.
It's not Maury. It's Maury. Sorry, dog. I hope we getting this right. You was calling him Notorious last week, so I was used to that. Kira, Jessica, Marvin, and Phil. And this group gets to meet Kat for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the guys are like attracted to her. She's a pretty girl. So yeah, like I said, nothing much happened here. Marvin and Kat talk for a quick second. They do a break off. Moray, we gonna go with that. Moray talks to Jessica, and they create even a stronger connection because he made it clear that he was really attracted to her from the beginning. So they're just talking, and I see the chemistry there. I like them together so far because I like both of them individually so far. But I think that could be a good connection. Marvin and Kira talk, and Kira's turned off because Marvin says that his dream or his goal in the next few years is to move to the Virgin Islands. He wants to raise a family there. And that's not something that she can see herself doing. So yeah, that was pretty much it. Nothing really happened on these dates to me.
Marvin's still funny to me. Just 50 Shades of Sand. He wants to be in the Caribbean on them beaches.
Okay, so again, the guys are in power this week. So all of the guys meet in the guys' lounge. And all of the guys now get to meet Christopher and yes, be intimidated because he's cute. Okay, now the competition's starting. The competition is starting. So the girls that the guys are feeling, they're feeling Janelle. They're still feeling Janelle. Kat, the new lady, Jessica and Lee. Those are the names that they brought up. Not much there. It seems to be like kind of the same kind of connections with these ladies, but yeah, nothing big.
So let's get to who they are not feeling, and I think we know who our top candidate is, but we're gonna wait to get to her though. I thought one thing that was interesting. Quentin said that he was not feeling Kira, and Quentin's under fire. Unless I don't think you guys know. There's a conspiracy that he only dates white women. Due to a comment they showed, was it last episode or the episode before that?
It was last episode.
There was a scene last episode where Quentin was talking to Tequila, whatever, and she asked him, does he find anybody attractive here, anybody his type? And he said no, he doesn't. Nobody there seems to be his type, and it's all black women. So we're gonna keep that where it is right there. Of course, you guys already know who Red's going after, because Red has a vendetta. He has a vendetta.
Oh my God.
Red you need to go home because his pride is still hurt because he's a non-funny comedian. He is a DJ that gets told to leave because the party gets dead. So, ever since Unique told him, you got a thought job, Red's been in his panties. So, and number one, as you guys know, and her name came out of the majority of the guy's mouth, was Tequila. A lot of them felt like they did not have a connection with her. Yeah. I know with Phil, he was very turned off by her. Not just for the sexual comments in the beginning, but, that date that they had earlier, I think she said something around the lines at the end of he held a grudge against her.
Oh, yeah, we forgot to mention that. When they went out on their date, when it was the three of them, she did, the conversation ended with her saying like, oh, Phil, like I still think like you hold a grudge against me. Again, I feel like she's making that up in her head at this point. Because like I said, when she walked into the restaurant, Phil seemed to be still open to the process and open to talking to her. And it was fine. Like they were talking back and forth until she brought that up at the end of the date. So that was weird. I don't want to cut you off. Are you going to speak to what Moray said about the call?
Oh, yeah. So there was a call, but who did she talk on the phone with?
So she was talking to Chris with the pretty teeth, not new Chris, not the new Christopher, but she was talking to Chris on the phone, and she was complaining about Moray.
Okay, so she's complaining about Moray because she said there's this one certain gentleman that seems to be trying to get to know all the other women except her.
Yeah.
So she feels like, she's being singled out, she's being dodged. But, if this is like supposedly a dating process and you're really trying to find your connection, I mean, there gets to a point where you're able to weed out people that is not for you. So you're not really going to be interacting with them too much, or even off camera, going to be texting or calling them. Mm-hmm. I mean, because, you're getting to the point where you're trying to narrow your people down. Mm-hmm. And, I just still think she's feeling the pressures of, like I said, Mr. Saxophonist isn't there anymore. So it's one of those things where she's trying to start connections to stay around, possibly see what else is there. But, the guys just didn't seem too interested in her. I felt like she burned some bridges early with some of her questions to the guys, some of her comments, her interactions. Honestly, she should have left when Broke Boy left. But
Right. I mean, we've predicted this. Mm-hmm. So far, we've been right. I will say everybody that we wanted to go home has been going home when they're supposed to go home. So I appreciate that. We called it last week. We said she was next on the chopping block. Mm-hmm. Once the guys got in position of power to eliminate someone, they were gonna get rid of her.
Mm-hmm.
She gives pick me energy. Her problem with all of the guys was they weren't focusing enough on her, giving her enough attention, or moving the way that she wanted them to move with her. And I also felt like there was a lot of, I feel like she got the jealous spirit with the other women. I really do. I think she got that jealous spirit on her. She's not a girl's girl at all. She doesn't give that. So I'm glad she's going. Bye, girl. Bye.
But I think the comment that still got me about her just in the beginning, talking about guys love a drama girl, whatever she said about that.
Yeah, she said guys don't like good girls. They like girls that bring a little drama. But clearly that didn't.
The dude she deals with.
Clearly, no. So who's really emotionally immature? Why would you say some shit like that?
So y'all, if y'all been listening, she ends up going home.
Yes.
The guys vote her out. I think the other one down there was
Unique. Yeah.
And she's down there because Red is gunning for her.
If you ask me, that's exactly what's happening.
I think it was because I think every guy said Tequila, and Red was the one who said Unique. So by default, that's the other person's name, so they have to go down there.
Christopher also mentioned like something that put him at pause.
Oh, what did he say?
Christopher was like, because they had a one-on-one during their group date, and she made a comment about how, she said she don't play or she don't do something. She said something like that. Yeah. And it just put him at pause. So I think it was just a couple of guys that felt like she was like a little like,
I don't know what to say.
I don't know, had some walls up or not, but which is always weird to me because I'm like, this is week 3. Like, of course I'm gonna have walls up. I don't know y'all like that. Like,
folks, once again, Red is trying to get rid of her.
Right.
So y'all gotta understand that when the man's pride is hurt, he's trying his best to get rid of you.
Right.
But y'all, that's pretty much all that happened this episode.
Yeah.
Tequila went home. Tommy set the guys up. 2 new people came. Red's revenge still continues. We'll see how it goes next week. You have any last thoughts for this episode for the viewers?
No, like people that are still in my top are still kind of in my top or in my green category. That's what I called them. And the people that gave me red flags from the beginning still gives me red flags. So I'm going to assume the girls have power next week to send a guy home. And I'm telling you right now, Red is next. Red is next. I'm putting it out there. And if it's not Red, it's going to be Marvin. But them 2, they're going to be in the bottom 2. Yeah. Don't care what nobody say. That's my predictions.
Yeah, 50 Shades of Sand. So... But y'all, we hope y'all enjoyed this episode of Reality Check TV.
Yes.
Y'all be sure to watch this week's episode. We will as well, especially with a review. We do appreciate you guys with the likes, the subscribes. Please continue to tell your friends about us, your colleagues. Just spread the word. We have a lot in store, a lot coming soon. Any going away comments for our viewers?
Just love you guys. And I hope y'all staying cool because it's hot. I'm hot right now. It's hot outside. And I'm tired. I'm tired, y'all.
But as y'all know, it's the summertime. Continue to drink y'all water and be safe in these streets.
Bye.